All right, let's do this. Hello, and a very warm and festive welcome back to High Functioning Slightly Faded. Of course, my name is Julie, and today we have a very hot episode coming to you guys during this cold front. And Joe, he's going to bed right now, so I can record this. He's going to be like, bitch, can you please be a little quieter? Literally just yelled to me, tomorrow's going to be even colder. So happy I have to work. I'm sure it's going to be really warm when I go to my car at 6:30. I wish I had a car starter. But anyways, yeah, it's been super fucking cold. You know, I have been outside, guys. I know, I'm aware. But it is December in New England, you know, and I do love the winter, so I'm kind of like biased, you know. And it's like, if you get seasonal depression, talk to your doctor, maybe take some Prozac and maybe you'll be a little happier. Or like do some stuff outside and just warm up, and maybe getting a little vitamin D is going to help you. Or like lay in front of the windows like a cat and take a nap on the ground. But today I got recertified in my BLS training for like CPR or whatever. I'm like, girl, I've done CPR multiple times in the last 2 years. Like, I'm a cardiac nurse. Come on. Like, no, I paid attention. Everything. It's just like, just as like a force. I'm like, come on. And it's like almost like gives you flashbacks to like the more traumatic codes you've seen. But yeah, when I went into the building to do the training, I saw this guy in the building because they have like doctor's offices or something in that building too. I don't fucking know. But he was wearing like a balaclava, like a ski mask. And it was bizarre because like it's definitely not cold outside to be wearing that right now, let alone cold enough to have it on inside the building. I just was like, hey, like white person, like smile, like, and then went down the stairs to go to my class. But I was like, that is so weird. It's not that cold outside. So now that we've been on the topic of cold things, I have to get on the topic of something really hot. And I have to address the elephant in the room. Heated rivalry. My friend Sarah put me onto this show. I believe it's based on a book or book series. It's on HBO. You guys got to watch it, everyone. It comes out like Fridays and new episodes. It's basically, this is the summary of the show. Two super fucking hot pro hockey players and they're rivals because they're both like, they get drafted at the same time. Like one's the number one, one's the number two pick. And like they're on two of the best teams. Like, and they're always playing each other. So they're always like in ads and stuff together, you know, like head to head. But they also like secretly fuck. And like it's super hot and the show itself is super good. And like it's not a bad show that's like just like a horny show. It's like a good show. And then like there is a lot of sex in it. But like everyone say thank you, HBO. Or thank you, Canada, or whoever made it. But Sarah kills me because she was like, Julie, I know you're going to love this, but I've literally been debating telling you about it because you're like too horny. Because she's like, I don't know, doesn't want to unleash the beast in me. I'm like, what the hell? But she clocked my tea for real. It's a really good show. I'm so happy she showed me about it, though. It's so good. I'm actually obsessed with it. And I've been needing a new show to watch, especially one that Joe's not going to want to watch with me. Sarah was also like, when you rewatch it, it gets sadder. And like it does every time, like the end of episode 2, and he's like, but we didn't even kiss. That's me. That's so me. Everyone, who's your fave? Mine's Ilya. Because I like Am Shane's. Yeah. Sarah also told me there's a lot of tea about it when it came out online, like originally, because a lot of the scenes are in hotels because they're obviously playing each other in like games in other states and stuff in other countries. But they're kind of dark, and she said people were kind of bitching about the lighting in it, and then she said they ended up going back and editing it, and she said it was brighter. Like whenever I watched it, it was always like the same kind of lighting, but I kind of thought that was kind of tea. That was kind of tea. But I am happy that they edited it. I didn't see it before. She said it wasn't even that bad, but like I'm happy they edited it because I was liking what I was seeing. Let's just put it that way. But anyways, on top of my recent teeter of the brinking of crashing out, I'm also now in heat more than normal. More than normal, everybody. On the same page, some of the hottest sports for guys to play, hockey, obviously. Like, I think that goes without saying. Like, and I'm not even just saying that because of heated rivalry. You guys know I love the Bruins and stuff. Lacrosse, obviously. Joe, big lacrosse player. And soccer, even though, like, as an American girl, it kills me to say that because it's like, oh, those guys are tools. But, like, they're not. Like, and a lot of them are really hot. Like, I remember when we were in high school and college and stuff, like, especially in high school, like when the boys would make it to the championship and stuff, we'd always be on those games. It didn't matter how fucking cold it was. You'd be there with a nasty, watery ass hot chocolate and a hand warmer and like your cutest layered outfit. And you'd be watching those boys run around in Lynn, like playing at the, why am I blanking on it? Manning Bowl, or where Manning Bowl used to be. I don't know if it's still called that. If I was just raised by a Lynn guy. But it kills me, but you guys know they're hot. I mean, there's other spots that are hot too, but I think those are probably the hottest ones. So, as many of you guys know, it's December. And you guys may know me, you may not. But this is our first Christmas together as a podcast. And I kind of have to take a second to emphasize that I love Christmas and gift giving. So I thought I'd kind of give you guys some gift giving tips. So honestly, like a thing is for me, like throughout the year, if I think it's something that would make a good gift, I like to write it in my phone notes. Mostly like obviously for like Joe or like my mom or like my sisters or something. And then when the holidays and birthdays come around, I have a couple ideas, especially if someone says that they want something and it's a good idea or I see something at the store, I might take a picture or something. Otherwise, sometimes I feel like I draw a blank, and that's kind of the hard thing. And something I learned from my mom, because I'd always be like when I was younger, like, what do you mean you're doing Christmas shopping in November? And she'd be like, you have to do it in October and November. Like, because she said something to me, like, it was like the first week of November, and she said something like, I already got like a Christmas gift for all of you or something. And I was like, what? But it's like, it is true. Like, the earlier you start and at least start looking, the easier and less stressful it is. Because I love giving gifts. But you never can go wrong with gift cards and clothes, especially if you give a receipt so they can return it if it doesn't fit them. You can honestly never go wrong with just asking people what they want and also listening to them. And like, I'm not pro manipulating people, but it is kind of easy to manipulate people into telling you what they want because you could just be like, I don't know, I low key like to play 20 questions with people and also just like having conversations with people and being like, oh, I got this new thing. Have you been into anything new recently? Or like, is there anything you've been wanting? Like, just asking like casually and then you get the details. Duh. So, some gift ideas for girlfriends: gift cards for nails, hair, self care, like things along those lines, like massages, makeup, clothing, etc. Jewelry, something that goes with a hobby of hers, like a yoga mat for the yoga girls, nice paint for artists, Polaroid film for your girl that takes mad Polaroids, me. Ornaments can never go wrong with that for anybody. An ornament is always a good one, like, and you'll have it forever. And like, I love having many different ornaments on my tree, like that kind of reflect like my life, you know. The Dyson Airwrap, you can never go wrong with that, guys. A trip away, bath bombs, lotions, perfume, sexy underwear, etc. Like all of that's a good idea, and you can never go wrong with any of those. Ideas for boyfriends. Boyfriends are harder when it comes to stocking, but I do have some good gifts for ideas for them. So, also, this is a tip I've definitely said on the podcast before, but if you want your boyfriend to dress a certain way, or you don't like the way that he dresses, just buy him clothes. And you even could do something like, hey, I went to the mall and got you this. If you like it, give me the money. If you don't, return it or I'll return it. And that helped me transform Joe's wardrobe. Like, not that he didn't have cute clothes, like he did, but like he mostly was wearing uniforms in college. So like he didn't have as many like going out clothes and stuff like that, or and like things that like were just like newer. So like I got him some stuff. We fixed that situation, and now he really does. I mean, he always has, but like now he like really does like care about like what he's wearing and stuff. But beard care kits are a good idea for your man if he has a beard or facial hair. Cologne, especially something that you like the smell of. Skincare things, because you know every man needs a little bit more skincare tips. Clothing, gift cards for clothes, restaurants, Barnes and Noble, etc. You know, a wallet. I think it was maybe the first year me and Joe were dating, maybe for our anniversary, I got him a leather wallet that has his initials in it, and it's really nice. A watch, and it wasn't that expensive. I got it from like Fossil or something. You could do watches, are always nice. Headphones, underwear, socks, sneakers, Birks, like just like anything that he may need. Like guys like kind of appreciate anything, which is nice, but like it can be hard to pick stuff for them because then they either have everything or they don't want anything, you know. It's always one or the other, you know. Things for stockings too, like you could do candy. I'm trying to think last year I got this like sexy Santa lingerie, and I took a bunch of sexy Polaroids in it. I put them in Joe's stocking, so like that's always fun. You know, you can really think outside the box. Gift ideas to your mom and dad. I got my dad a Storyworth thing a couple years ago, and then I finally edited it and everything else. So I like created the book. I'm gonna give it to him this year. It's not the only gift I'm giving him, but like I did finally get it, so I am gonna wrap it just for that sake. But it's really nice. It's a special gift, you know. And I also got my mom a pink Christmas tree for her birthday, so she's always wanted that. I think I might have talked about this like an episode or two ago, but like, we got it for her birthday because like if you're gonna give it for Christmas, it's gonna be too late. So we did it for her birthday, which is in July. So obviously she was taken off guard, but we love it. She loves it. It's still like our best it's still like our best Christmas decoration and gift of all time. But also something thoughtful is always gonna trump something expensive, in my opinion, and that goes for anyone you're shopping for. Like if you don't have a lot of money but you want to do something really try to do something from the heart or do something thoughtful that may be less expensive. That's how you have to get in the game in that way. Or pick up a shift. And then most importantly, the ultimate gift card for your pot smoking loved one. Again, me. Like a slide or a bowl for the bong is always fun, like a fun one. Randy's, because you know they probably have a dirty piece right now. Hemp wicks, so they're not inhaling butane like crazy. Edibles are always good. Just bud in general, flower. A cool matchbook is always fun. I remember I was telling you guys, like, I have this cool matchbook. It's like behind my laptop. I'm not wrestling over this for that. I got it at, what's that store? Shoebies in Marblehead. And they have a lot of really cool ones there, but everywhere they have them. And I like it for the candles. And then obviously if like someone takes a shit, you can always light it. And then that'll get rid of the smell, or burnt food or something. It'll help get rid of it. And then another thing is, I think it's called the booth. The thing you like blow into and it like supposed to get rid of the smell. That's another thing you could do too. So every year for the last few years, my mom and my sisters and like my mom's friends and some of our friends, like we've all been going to this event in the area, like with the Historic Society, that's like always around Christmas time, and you can tour houses. So like a lot of the historical houses in the area, like that the old rich people used to live in, luckily are still privately owned, and they're not like split up into condominiums or like just like torn down or whatever. And they're really nice. And like, so they do this thing, and like every year it's in a different area. Like one year it was by the park, one year it was on Federal Street, one year it was or this year it was Centennial Street, Centennial Ave, I don't know. But you can go in the houses, and like it's just like fun, like, and everyone decorates their houses for the holidays. And obviously like people that aren't Christian don't do Christmas stuff. They'll do like Hanukkah decorations and stuff, like it's just so before people get their panties in a twist. And like some of the historical stuff is really cool. I mean, I was laughing because like this one guy's name was Francis Cox, and like I was like, ha ha ha. And like, I said something to my sister after, I'm like, my younger sister, and she's like, you should grow up. And then I said to my older sister, and she was laughing. And I go, but the thing is, I was like, she said that to me and then walked away before my younger sister, before I even had a chance to say to her, which I did say to my older sister. They said one of the Mrs. Francis Cox at one point built like and funded like a seaman house, and I was just like laughing because like Cox and seaman, it's just funny. And then my older sister was laughing, and she was like, oh my god. And I'm like, well, I'm glad somebody is like on the same page as me as far as like what's funny and what's not. It was just funny. And like a couple years ago there was this one person, their house was cool, and like they had a lot of cool stuff, but they had these like mannequins up, and like one of them had like their mom's wedding dress, and like it was just like interesting. And the person was, and the mannequin was set up like playing the piano. Like some of the places have like live musicians, a lot of them play piano, a lot of them have like flutists and stuff. It's really cool. And like they'll be like, this is the addition, but they have like the original wood paneling flooring because they got it from the attic or they got it from the barn or whatever. And like some of the historical stuff is cool. Some of it I'm like, oh my god, let's keep this show on the road. Some of the houses are definitely more disappointing than others. I feel like every year we're always like, we get a good one, and then we're like, oh, let's just do one more. And then it's like we always end on like a flat note. We're like, fuck. But we always go to Turner's in Salem because they have the best Christmas decorations, guys. And I always put them on during the holiday season because like they have like a million of the carolers that are like the people that are like, oh, you know what I mean? Like the dolls. And then they have a train that goes around, and they have such good food, and it's like warm. So like after you've been walking around, it's like, it's just such a great time. But I will say, one of the houses we went to, we came out, and like we had a big group, and like I was like towards the end of the group, and like I saw like people were singing them because they were like, oh, look at all the birds, and the birds kind of fluttered away. And I thought it was because we were walking by, but it wasn't. And we all kind of pause and look and like cock our heads to the side, and we're like, is that a cat? Is that a muskrat? Please be a muskrat. And we're looking at the skinny tail, and we're like, is that a muskrat? I'm like, I feel sick to my stomach, and I'm like clenching my abs just thinking about this. You guys know I fucking hate rodents and rats. There was this super fat fucking rat that was like eating all the bird seed. We were like, oh my god. My mom goes, that's why we don't have a bird feeder anymore, because the squirrels, because like we're from the countryside. We're like, we're not really from the city, but it's just like, ugh, so gross. Like, I'm scared. And I'm upset, and I'm scared I'm going to see another rat soon. You guys know I hate that. Like when I went to New York in March, like thank God I didn't see a rat the whole time. And I almost did, but I had my back turned at one point. But the, obviously I'm a nurse, and like this part of the tour was kind of near the hospital in the area. And like I was joking around that like, I was like, I can't be this close to a hospital. Like it's like when Will gets too close to the hive mind in Stranger Things, and I was joking around like grabbing the back of my neck like, oh. Like every time we got closer, like I spin it around in the street and stuff, just joking around. It was just so funny. But if you guys missed that and you maybe are interested in doing it next year, like another thing is like there's a lot of tree lightings. Top Sealed I know is a bonfire. They light the pallets. I love. Like I know Marblehead I think is like a 2-day Christmas tree lighting. A lot of the places in the area do. A couple years ago, me and Allie went to the Beacon Hill one, which was awesome. Going to Liberty Hotel is great because they have the upside down Christmas trees in the ceiling. And one time when me and Allie went to the Beacon Hill Christmas tree lighting, just per chance we happened to see a fashion show at the Liberty Hotel after when we went to go get a drink and look at the lights. And so I was like, it's just so funny. And like we got some good ornaments. It was a really fun time. And I wish I could have gone this year, but I was working. So then another thing that like I did when I was younger, but I haven't done in a long time is like doing wreath making. And I know like for Mother's Day one year, I think it was during the pandemic, my mom and dad did like flower making. You pick the kits up at like this local store that had the florist and then like they do a Zoom and stuff. And like stuff like that can be really fun. And like with wreath making, that can be really fun too. I know people go to the Stone Zoo and look at the lights. I haven't been before. People really love that. And I know it's a big date night thing. I personally love going out in Portsmouth or Newburyport this time of year. I think they have great decorations. I think it's really fun. Going to Snowport in the seaport's really fun too. Buying everyone ornaments, like I just love that, and I think it's just so personal. And like I got some good ornaments that were like $1 and $5 from Target like a couple weeks ago. Like I got like 5 for my tree, and then I got like 1 for my mom, 1 for someone else, and like I just feel like it's just like a little something, you know. I love it. Making like different Christmas and like holiday snacks. I love doing the Yule log. You could do like the pretzel Rolo M&M. You could do peppermint bark is a good one. Trying to think what else. There's always good stuff. People do Christmas crack. I think that has peanut butter though. I can't do that. Obviously like you could do like the candied nuts, which are really good because I used to have them before I was allergic, but whatever. People were like, maybe it's because you didn't eat them. People I work with, and I was like, no, you guys just like don't know me like that. Like I was eating nuts like crazy. Then I started getting the reaction. It was awful. Seeing the Nutcracker and seeing the Rockettes is always a super fun thing that I personally love doing. Going to a fancy dinner with your man is a fun thing. Me and Joe used to, when we lived at home at our parents' house, stay at the Citizen M, and that was always really fun. And then we'd go, like, we went to Grill 23 one year. Where did we go the other year? I don't know. We've done a lot of fun. Oh, we went to Portsmouth a couple of times too, so it was like we kind of mixed it up. But it's just fun. We love that. And decorating the tree together is always a classic thing. So I bet you guys have been wondering, Julie, we haven't heard from you in a while in regards to your recent Facebook Marketplace finds. Girl, don't even wait. I have a bunch. So just sit tight while I read you down. So there's a $10 miniature Wizard of Oz book. And it looks authentic. It's cute. It's a little thing. A Steve Mohair studio giraffe that's about 7 feet tall that is $4,900. So almost $5,000. And this thing is like kind of ginormous. Yeah, it's crazy. Let me see what else. Oh, this was me going out drinking. I could talk about that. The iconic iCarly remote for $75 with the applause, boo, random dancing, and then whatever the last button is too. A $30 was $40 Rick and Morty Adult Swim members only bomber jacket. A $150 frame signed salon print, which I like. They're like hair salon people, like old fashioned, like with the hair curlers in the thing that the old ladies put their hair in. And I don't know, it's kind of cunty. I love it. Oh, this one made me laugh. I saw this one before work. It's an $80 1973 Marilyn Monroe jigsaw puzzle, and it made me laugh because it's like some old lady and they put their hand over her body because she was like exposed on it. Like, what? It's just so funny. Where's the next thing? You guys see that? Are you fucking kidding me? Talk about slightly obsessed. I'm gonna have to take that out. Oh, then we have a $150 beautiful DIY craft dollhouse, which is actually really beautiful. There's a lot of detail on it. That's really cool. $100 punt them rolling ladder, which is like the one that Belle swings on in the library in Beauty and the Beast. A $28 whimsical vintage brass frog candlestick holder, which I kind of like. It's just a frog like with his mouth open looking up holding a candle. And then this creeped me out. It's all he wants for Christmas is you, in all caps. $35. And it's this creepy ornament with the tongue sticking out with like drool. Ugh. I didn't like that one. Yeah, jigsaw puzzle. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, neon light sign, which is cool. I don't think it's a puzzle. I think it's like the brand, but it's a cool sign. Vintage swimsuit art 22x24 for $500, which are cool. I actually would like to have those, but I live with a man. But like if that was me and I living alone and I could afford it, I would get those. I felt like this was in the spirit of of the season. $10 Five Nights at Freddy's shirt with Freddy Fazbear on it with his American flag wrapped around his neck. $65 hand-painted Russian lacquer box, Gustav Klimt style jewelry box. This is some lady with her boobs out, but it's cool. a $60 closetable heated insulated cat house, which is cute. It's like your cat could go inside and be warm. World War II newspapers. It's official. Japs give up. I think that might be a racial term, an inappropriate term now. But I'm just reading. Sorry. Oh, and then also in the Five Nights at Freddy's spirit, we have a $55 Five Nights at Freddy backpack, which is Freddy Fazbear's face with open mouth, and it's scary to me. $5 boob juicer. I actually got this as like the notification on my phone. I was like, what is this? And it's like a breast pump, but I was like, why would they call it that? Did make me laugh though. This was horrific. It was $50. Now it's $40. Really, in all caps, ugly sweater, Christmas edition, men's medium. I'll describe it for the listeners, but I'll show the people in the video. It's a green Christmas sweater, and Regina George style around the nipples is a cutout, and it's outlined in red, and so you can see the boobs. The person, I don't know if they just have nipple covers on because one nipple's black, one's red, but they're both their nipples pierced, and there's like little jingle bells connecting the two, and then there's like eyeballs on top, so it looks like two deer that are tied together, jingle bells, and the nipples are the noses. It's really, really quite something else. Maybe I'll get it for my work Christmas party, though. What do you guys think? Comment below if you think I should. $500 giant oversized scale cast aluminum spoon, fork, and knife kitchen set. I was like, oh my god, why would somebody need this? This is so crazy. And then I realized it's probably wall art. Because I was like, nobody's that big. Sometimes I forget to wake my brain up. Then we have a $15 Charlie Brown novelty note / reminder. I don't really know what it is, but it looks like a little globe with Charlie Brown's face. And I kind of like that. Okay, guys. So, kind of, well, definitely unrelated, but like, can somebody teach me how to take like a thirst trap for my story so I can really increase the viewership on this podcast? Or am I going to have to learn that on my own at the ripe age of 25? Kidding, but like low key, you guys know I'd be trying. So something that is actually so funny I have to tell you guys about, I did put in my story though, is that one of the nursing students, he's so cute, he was saying that his family, like, because you can get permits to go up in like New Hampshire and Maine and stuff to like go to in the woods and hike and cut a Christmas tree down in certain areas, and that's what they did. And then he showed me the photos of like his dad carrying it down the mountain, and like it looked like an okay tree. And then they set it up, and the tree is like a fucking Charlie Brown tree. There's no fucking branches on it. There's no leaves. There's nothing. And I was like, bro, I was laughing so hard. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm clowning him, putting on my fucking Instagram story. No. And I was like, I'm so sorry. He goes, no, I know. And he said, it just looks so much worse in the photo, too, because of how the light's coming in the back. He's like, it's not as bad in real life. And I'm like, no, I'm sure it's not. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. He goes, no, I literally said to my parents, like, what the fuck? It's just so funny. But it just made me laugh. But I don't know about for you guys, but Christmas time really brings out a lot of nostalgia for me. And I'm sure it does for you too. I mean, you think about growing up, you watch your old Christmas videos, you get upset thinking about like how you were so cute, your parents were still young and everything, your grandparents were alive or whatever. But can anyone tell me, is there anything out there more nostalgic than hotboxing with your friends on a cold night in like high school or college? Because me and one of my friends were recently, who had never done that together, but we were recently talking about it, and it genuinely like brought a tear to my eye. Like my BFF and Bullmate Janie and I have hotboxed many a time in our day, and it's just like the best BFF winter activity to do, because you're really doing it so you don't have to stand out in the cold and freeze your fucking ass off. But yeah, I don't know. So some of my all-time favorite Christmas movies are Fred Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, The Holiday, duh, Jude Law, need I say anything more? National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, The Barbie Nutcracker, Christmas Chronicles. I actually love The Barbie Christmas Carol too. The 2000 Grinch, that Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey, obviously, as I have like from when I was a baby. Like I fucking love this movie and I love him. Oh, do I need to change the batteries in him? Or is it just like in the crotch? No, I have to change the batteries. Is like low key in the crotch. The thing he pressed used to be in his chest, but it kind of fell down because this thing is like, what, 25 years old? It's our 25th Christmas together. I love him though. And it's like, whenever I'm sick around Christmas, I'll always be like, whenever when I was little, and even when I'm older, because it's just like, I love him. And when I moved out, my mom was like, here you go. Like, take him. I love him though. And my favorite part of the whole movie is honestly when he eats the glass. You guys know I love that shit. I also love Scrooge. You guys know I love a good Bill Murray moment. Frosty the Snowman, I love him. When I was little, I used to love that movie. My mom was like, used to watch that movie like 8 times a day. And she's like, but it was cute. She's like, I love it. I'm just putting on, it's like 45 minutes long, whatever. And I'd be like, Frosty, Frosty. I'm like, oh. But it's like, makes sense because I watch it even now and I'm like, no money, no ticket. Messy, messy. I love it. I love it. Then the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol is always cute. And Les Miserables. I know that might be controversial, but it's good. And like last year I put it on. And Joe's like not really super into musicals because he just like never was into that. I mean, we did go to Greece a couple months ago, and Alfie and Joe were like, honestly, that kind of changed my opinion on musicals. I really liked that. And but last year around Christmas, I put on Les Mis, and I was like, Joe, you don't have to pay attention. We can always shut it off. I just want to put this on. Then I was like, after a little bit, I go, okay, I can shut this off or whatever. Like, no big deal. And it was like, I think it was at the part right before I Dreamed a Dream. Well, you guys know the part I'm talking about, where she gets her teeth ripped out and stuff. I'm blanking, and Joe was like, no, I'm actually kind of into it. And then he actually was like, this actually totally changed my mind on musicals. And then when we saw Grease, like whatever, 9 months later, he was like, okay, I get it. Because you have to see the good ones. Like, I get it. If you've only seen bad ones, you're only seen like elementary school plays, like you're not going to really be into it. But when you see a great musical, and people that don't like the 2012 Les Mis film, I literally don't give a fuck, unfollow. Sorry. I could walk in and that movie's on the fucking TV. It doesn't matter if it's the first minute or the last. I'll walk in. I can cry on scene. I love that shit. I love it. So speaking of singing and music and blah, 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 etc. I got to talk about my Spotify Wrapped, my YouTube Wrapped, my Duolingo Wrapped, especially because now I have 2 Spotify Wrapped because of the podcast, and I didn't even know I was going to have one. I should have thought about it, but I just like didn't really know because it's my first year doing it. But where are you? Okay, let's start with Duolingo. I did 328 lessons in French, crushing it. I have a Duolingo French score of 50. I've earned 10,500 XP in total. That's more than 92% of learners. I learned for 929 minutes, more than 90% of learners. I kept up a streak for 873 days. It's longer now. This is from like 10 days ago. Putting me in the top 2%. That streak won't quit. I'm a stellar student. I'm in the top 9% of global learners. I think that's pretty cool. You guys know I love flexing that shit. You guys know I love it. For my YouTube Wrapped, my top, like the YouTube Wrapped is like just calling you gay and autistic. And it's like, I'm not gay. I'm technically autistic because I'm on the spectrum with the ADHD part. But like my top interests are historical documentaries, comedy show clips, makeup tutorials, true stories, and movie behind the scenes. I watched 941 channels this year. That's twice the average viewer. My top channels. Let's see if no one hold your breath because no one's going to be surprised. Trixie and Katya, number 1. So True with Caleb Heron, number 2. Trixie, number 3. Stavi's World, number 4. And Ride with Mary Beth Barone and Benito Skinner, number 5, which I love. I'm in the top 8% of viewers for Trixie and Katya. My personality type was the Wonder Seeker. That's so crazy. I'm just like, I don't know. It's just so crazy. For Spotify Wrapped, you guys are like, Julie, we don't care. But I don't care because this is my podcast. I'm going to talk about whatever I want. And it's like, and I'm wrapped. And so is my year of listening on Spotify. So what about it? I listened for 29,312 minutes. That's 20 days. Nice. Top genres: art pop, alternative R&B, 3 indie pop, 4 rap, 5 rock. My listening gauge is 68. I was into music from the early 70s. I'm an old soul. Okay, like I wasn't super surprised at this. I kind of expected, but I do listen to a lot of young music. But then today I was literally streaming Abbey Road on the TV, like wicked loud, like cleaning. And I was like, this is why. And I'm going to stream it again. You guys know the like best album of all time. Like, what am I not supposed to listen to Abbey Road? That's stupid. My top song was Fate of Ophelia by Taylor Swift, which I listened to 50 times. It's not that there aren't a lot of other songs I listen to a lot. Like if you look at my like top 100 songs, where most of them are like 50 plays, 47, 48, like all really close, like neck and neck running for like the listens. But it's just crazy because the song came out like so shortly before, but it's a fucking banger. You guys know I love that song. My top songs were Fate of Ophelia, number 1, Sports Car by Tate McRae, number 2, Party For You by Charlie XCX, number 3, Elizabeth Taylor, number 4, and Dandelion by Ariana Grande, number 5. My top album was Life of a Showgirl, and I listened to it for 1,716 minutes. My top podcast was High Functioning Slightly Faded, of course. I'm actually only a top 3% fan. People were like, how are you not in the top 1%? I'm like, well, other people have listened to every episode, and I have, but like it doesn't clock it because I sometimes forget to listen again on my personal Spotify because like I do all the editing and I do everything by myself. So I've heard that shit. I've heard it, I've heard that shit before. But I streamed 889 minutes and I'm a top 3% fan. My top 3 podcasts are High Functioning Slightly Faded, Ride with Benito Skinner and Mary Beth Barone, and 3, The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie and Katya. Taylor Swift is my top artist, obviously, with 3,500 minutes with her, which makes me a top 1% global fan. My role as curator, you guys know I love to make a fucking playlist. You know I love it. Full charge crew. I'm focused playlist creator combining the best of my club into mixes. 20% of global listeners are in my club. My club's favorites are Rihanna, Doja Cat, Miley Cyrus, Addison Rae, Troye Sivan, and Marina. Which makes sense, Marina and the Diamonds. The funniest, though, for like, because it gave you like the reports for like whatever days. And like October 4th is my biggest music listening day. It was the day I let Taylor Swift play for 555 minutes straight. From sunrise to late evening, you spun Taylor Swift's The Life of a Showgirl album in near continuous rotation. The only reason it was only near is because I didn't have the album on continuous rotation, so then it would start playing recommended songs, and I'd be like doing the laundry, like, oh shit, I gotta get back to that. But looping tracks like Wishlist canceled The Fate of Ophelia until the sunset. Sabrina Carpenter and a handful of indie detours joined the party, but Taylor ruled the day. 55 minutes, 166 tracks, 17 artists, your biggest music day of the year, and the Swiftie Marathon to match your annual top spot. Wild Under Pop Marathon, all in album mode. You guys know I'm a true Swiftie. My cousin Patrick checked my story and was like, this is a fucking cult. And I just laughed. He knows we all love her. His sister does too. I'm trying to see, is that... Oh, and then I had my podcast wrapped, which was a little different. Obviously, like, I just started the podcast like 6 months ago. One episode rose above the rest. Obviously, episode 1 is a gay for straight men who wear lingerie. It was played 229% more than my average episode. We're still quoting it. Your listening passport got a real workout. I guess 18 different countries were reached overall. My top countries were number 1, United States, obviously, then Germany, UK, Brazil, and France. I was a top 10 show for 60 fans. That's actually pretty awesome. So thank you to the 60 fans out there. Obviously, I'm sure it's just people I'm friends with that like just like don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but it actually does mean a lot to me. Like this makes me happy. I don't know. It's like kind of exciting for me. I was a top 5 show for 43 fans, which is pretty cool too. Number 1 show for 14 fans. So that's pretty awesome. Goes without saying, you're fans of great taste. Here's what else they're listening to. Taylor Swift, Noah Kahan, Tate McRae, Sabrina Carpenter, and Zach Bryan. Who's surprised by that? Not me. I was a 2025 most shared show. It received more shares than 90% of other shows, which is awesome. So thank you guys. Thank you for all your support. Like, it's awesome. I really appreciate it, and it really means a lot to me. Like, I see what you guys do for me, and I really appreciate your ideas and everything else. Like, they kind of keep me going, and like sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, and someone will say something to me about the podcast. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna go home and grind. So as a bonus fun thing to throw out there about the podcast is that like that I think I love and like I really think it's hilarious is that last weekend my friend Sarah and I went out to the bar, and like Timmy was going on a river and with some of his friends, so I was like, oh, we're gonna go out wherever, like just let me know, because like, and we met up, and then he said to me like he met some girl that like knew me, and he actually did. Like I thought he was fucking me at first, but I was like, oh my god, what a small world, how funny. But it was my friend who recognized him from him being on the podcast, and I was like, that means you're the first person to be recognized in public from the podcast. And like I'm kind of obsessed because that's exciting and hilarious to me. And like, I'm like, almost like, oh my, like obviously it's 2 people I know really well, one of whom was on the show, but I'm just like, oh my God. And one of whom was like my sister's roommate. So obviously she knows me well and knows about the podcast, but even still, like, it's kind of cool that one of my guests was recognized in public for their podcast appearance. So obviously, speaking of me being obsessed with things, we got to move on to everyone's favorite part of the episode, the slightly obsessed list. So I got some lounge lingerie recently. I actually have the bra on right now. Like, it's actually super comfortable. It's like from the UK, came in pretty quickly. It's all super cute. They have a ton of stuff. I'm definitely going to get stuff from them again in the future. I'm obsessed. You guys should get some stuff. I'd show you, but I think I'll get in trouble. You guys know I love Redken hair products. You know, I've tried the curly before, like the brown bottles. I've done the Sabrina Carpenter mask with the white, with the silver on it. And I just got the pink volume shampoo and conditioner because they had like sets of shampoo and conditioner you could buy like for a discounted price, and like I was like, okay, I want to try these because obviously I need the volume because I'm always blow drying my hair this time of year, and I love it. My hair is so soft, it feels so great, it looks so great, and I've just been loving it. I'm probably gonna have to keep this as a staple in my rotation. I'm obsessed with dressing up so you feel hot. You know, who cares if you're dressed in a hoochie outfit? Joe will be like, Joe literally, people like make jokes to me, like my friends will be like, does Joe know you're wearing that? I'm like, Joe helped me pick it out, bitch. Like, he's a real feminist. Like, get off my back. Like, because it's true. And it's like, I should be able to go out and wear what makes me feel confident and everything else. And obviously, like, he doesn't care. And he wants people to think he has a hot girlfriend because he does. So it's like, whatever. You guys should do that too. And it's like, if you got it, flaunt it, guys. And someone else is probably dressed even more liberally, inappropriately, than you are. I gotta shout out Rack City by Tyga. It's maybe the only good thing he's contributed to society, but it's a great song. One of our friends in college used to always play it at midnight at house parties. And so every time I hear it, I always think of him, which is just like so fun. But like we've been doing like Chop City, Chop City, bitch. But yeah, it's a great song. You guys should listen to it if you haven't. Crazy Good Kitchen in Salem. I gotta shout that out to them again, especially because like the funniest ships I mentioned them before on the podcast before, like when I first like maybe like the first week of me having it, like just like posting on social media that I went. I was like, oh my god, so good. But me and Joe went last week, and while we were there, like the next day we went and it was so good and everything else. We had a nice night, and then the next day we were talking. And I'm like, oh my god, and we were like, your birthday's literally 6/7, like June 7th, like. Oh my god, like I love that. Like that's hilarious. He's always saying 6/7, like 6/7, like I always think like now I always think of Ariana Grande being like having the war flashbacks in all these interviews, even the one with Adam Sandler. She's like like as soon as she hears like he's like 6 or 7, and she's like and he doesn't even mean it like that. It's just so funny. We're all haunted by it. But it's just so funny, and I literally made this reel and I was like, they must have put Adderall in our Crazy Good Kitchen last night or whatever. And they commented like the salute emoji, and I was dying. So I'm like, I love that they commented on this. What a fucking funny response. And of all things for them to comment on, I'm obsessed. So funny. But I think that's kind of all I have for you guys tonight. I gotta go to bed soon. I'm trying to finish the newest episode of I Love LA and smoke weed before I go to bed. But thank you guys so much for listening. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, but I'm gonna be going to bed soon. I gotta rip bong and finish this episode of I Love LA. I didn't get a chance to watch it last night, and I watched half of it earlier when I was in the tub, but then I had to go to my CPR class. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of High Functioning Slightly Faded. I love you all. If you want to reach me, you can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, basically wherever. At HFSF Pod. Send me a pic of your crush or something, and I'll tell you if they're on my naughty or nice list. And I have no money, but like, tell me what you want for Christmas, and like maybe all the engagement will like get me money, and then I can give someone a Christmas gift. I don't know, just throwing the idea out there, guys. But I love you all. Merry Christmas and ho ho ho. Bye.